Gajanana, Shri Guru Yatindra Raghavendraya, Paramapujya Avatar Avadhuta Jagadguru, Shri Datta Ganapat Sachidananda, Shri Ramakrishna, Paramahamsa Maharaja, Sharda Mataye, Ramana Maharshi, Mahavatar, Babaji Maharaja, Lahiri Mahashaya, Yukteswaragiri, Yogananda, Gauranga Nitayi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Trailinga Maharaja, Bhet Narayana, Sadashiva, Brahmendra Maharaja, Neem Karoli Baba Maharaja, Adiguru Shankaracharya, Chandrasekhara Saraswati Maharaja, Nagajata, Jayalakshmi Mata, Jilelamudi Mata, Anandamayi, Anagha Sameta, Gurudatta Maharaja, Tara Mata ki Jaya Ho, Shri Padarajam Sharanam Prapadye, Shri Padarajam Sharanam Prapadye, Shri Padarajam Sharanam Prapadye, Shri Padarajam Sharanam Prapadye, Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja, Jaya Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja. Today also, through Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana, we have been blessed to continue our Satsanga, travel through our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja by Autobiography of a Yogi. So, in our Satsanga, as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, through Jaya Nama Guna Sankirtana, we are being blessed to do Satsanga as Abhyasa, practice, and as well as Nama Guna Sankirtana, followed by mantra chanting. So, we also been very much blessed to have relearning of Autobiography of a Yogi by traveling through our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. So, till what extent our Jagadguru Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja, Mukund Bhaiya, brother Mukund, ours Mukund Maharaj, blessed. So, yesterday we have been blessed that he was very much our Yogananda Maharaja father has been following a principle of due reflection, and his attitude toward the stranger who so readily had won mother sympathy was an example of his customary caution. That means an aversion to instant acceptance is really only honoring the principle of due reflection. And Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja also found that father was reasonably and evenly balanced in his judgments. We also have learned that. And a lot of arguments would have been taken place between our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja and his father. But however, our Yogananda Maharaja requests were being accomplished by his father. That's what Yogda Maharaja is telling us. Even in the case of a vacation trip or a new motorcycle, that means Yogda Maharaja is telling us in chapter 1 that to reach the coveted goal, that means that goal has to be accomplished by any cost because it seems to be very, very prestigious and valuable. Because having a vacation trip and buying a new bike or motorcycle is of very much importance to the in the childhood days of our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Now, the satsanga is blessed today like this. Father was a strict disciplinarian to his children in their early years, but his attitude toward himself was truly Spartan. See how good Yogda Maharaja is telling about his father. We are very, very happy, being blessed once again to really recollect the memories of Yogdananda Maharaja through relearning of Autobiography of a Yogi in Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana. What Appa Yogda Maharaja, our Yogda Maharaja is telling is, father was a strict disciplinarian. So very, 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 very disciplined code of conduct to his children. Because when father is with the discipline, automatically the whole family will be in place. They also follow that discipline. Isn't it? That's what Yogda Maharaja is telling us, that parents also should maintain discipline so that there is a perpetual movement. The whole family will get set and try to follow the discipline. So in their early years, but his attitude toward himself was truly Spartan. So Yogda Maharaja got such a beautiful word, that Spartan. So what does it mean, Spartan? Very generally, we also learn in different texts, or we would have heard about it, isn't it? So Spartan is like, self-disciplined person with simplicity, and uses his logic with reasoning ability to take a decision reflecting the values and lifestyle. So here the Spartan was used for only one reason, that the ancient lifestyle or value systems or austerity which was being followed by ancient Greek city, state of Sparta, isn't it? Known for its, we know that. We also would have seen many films, Spartan. So it is known to, or known for its discipline, rigorous training, military training kind, and more importantly, austerity. So father was strict disciplinarian, or very, very disciplined to his children in their early years in growing state, but his attitude was truly Spartan. That means he always used to take a decision which reflects the value systems. He never visited. How it was been maintained? So our Yogda Maharaja is telling that his father was truly a Spartan, because his due reflections was, or were, projecting the life value systems, discipline, code of conduct, and austerity, all this. So why it was being mentioned as a truly Spartan is only for one good reason. Many reasons are there, but one good reason he's making us to relearn is he never visited the theater, for instance, but sought his recreation in various spiritual practices and in reading the Bhagavad Gita. So this is very much interesting, that our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja is telling that when you find time, you need to spend it with a lot of balance and for good of self. That's what Paramahamsa Yogda Maharaja, our Yogda Maharaja is telling. So he's truly Spartan. Yogda Maharaja's father is truly Spartan because he never visited a theater. That means he never found entertainment in external environmental programs or so on and so forth. For instance, but sought his recreation, that means full of bliss state, in various spiritual practices. Like, for instance, spiritual practices like going to temple, or doing Nama Guna Sankeerthana, or feeding poor, whatever it is, all spiritual practices, meditation, and in reading the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of life. In our Indian context, the scriptures say Bhagavad Gita is the essence of life. Any person or any devotee who would like to progress spiritually and live a happy life, they should read Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna says. So in one satsanga, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaj was accompanied by some disciples in satsanga. So few of satsanga devotees were asking Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaj that what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? What is the essence? There are so many verses people used to learn, read, recite, and so on. In satsanga, one devotee disciple asking your Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja, what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? Then he fondly known as Thakur, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja, Jagat Guru. He said, okay, my dear disciple, you just retell or repeat the name Gita for several times. So he started repeatedly telling the same word Gita. So just imagine like this, it would have happened. Gita, 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 Tyagi. In Indian context, Tyagi means sacrifice. Tyag means sacrifice. So when you repeatedly chant Gita, 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 that means you are doing sacrifice. The whole essence of Bhagavad Gita is sacrifice. What has to be sacrificed? Simple. Surrender to God. That is the first sacrifice. So sacrificing everything, everything, ego, I am doing, I only does it, all this, jealousy, envy, or everything, anything, all this has to be sacrificed and surrendered to God. And then there was also one other disciple. Sri Ramakrishna Maharaja was asking him, is it right that several times telling Gita, it is resulting in Tagi? But very technically, when we take the roots of Sanskrit, it is Tyagi. Does it is right that he mentioned Tagi? Then there was one Pandit who was sitting among those disciples. He told, yes, Thakur, the Tagi is can be spelled or can be spelled as Tagi because the thug, the root word thug can represent Tya. That means Tagi is also equivalent to Tyagi. See how good Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa Maharaja enlightened every disciple. It is not that easy to sacrifice everything and surrender to God. When I is gone, Ishvara is with us. So that what Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa Maharaja was mentioning. And truly, our Sri Yogananda Maharaj also is telling that his father was a truly Spartan and used to engage in a lot of spiritual activities after the office hours and reading the holy Bhagavad Gita. Shunning all luxuries, he would cling to one old pair of shoes until they came into popular use. But father was content with the trolley car for his daily ride to the office. See, shunning all luxuries, because there are two different extremes. What we have to learn from Bhakti Kriya Yoga is our thought will run after delusion. That means worldly pleasure or pleasure creating activities. For instance, entertainment and so on and so forth. So this is worldly pleasures. But there is another extreme called as divine pleasure. People, disciples or devotees misunderstand that this worldly pleasure will give the bliss, ananda. No. What Appa says is, this will not give any devotee the ultimate bliss. This side will only give the ultimate bliss. That is called as Sat-Chit-Ananda, the state of Sat-Chit-Ananda. That means truth. Chit means wisdom and Ananda is bliss. So, Appa is telling that both in two extremes, worldly pleasures, we want it. At the same time, we cannot travel to God. So that is the reason Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja is telling as a classic example to Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana in relearning the autobiography of a yogi. We need to shun our luxuries when you wanted to travel spiritually. To the extent possible. To the extent possible. That is the only one reason he would never cling to one old pair of shoes until they were useless. He did not had two pair of shoes. He had only one pair. That means one, when it becomes useless, the second is bought. That is shunning luxury. That what is making us to learn that if you wanted to spiritually progress in life, don't get into material pleasures to the extent possible. Try to remain with whatever is there in the limit, and don't give bodily sukha, that means pleasure, to the body, because soul is different from our body. Generally, many a devotees may not understand that there is a life-drawn energy, life force energy within us. We call it as prana shakti, which is different from physical body, that is soul body. If one soul body touches the happiness, it will try to turn the whole physical body into that activity. Yes, it is true. It is true. It was told by many a saints, including our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. So he used to shun all the luxuries, and his sons bought automobiles after they came into popular use. His sons, four, total eight, four brothers. Out of that, the second one is our Yogda Maharaja. They used to buy all new vehicles, mopeds in those days also. But they, when they came into popular use, the moment they have become popular, our Yogda Maharaja and his brothers used to notice it, get informed, and try to purchase it. But father was content with the trolley car. See the intention, content. Content living, we say. When you shun luxuries, you can save lot of energy in many forms, because we will not run after worldly pleasures. With the trolley car for his daily ride to the office, he used to, our Yogda Maharaja's father used to travel in a trolley car. That means which was being established probably by, in those days, by, as a public transportation system. At vice president level, he could have owned one big vehicle with a driver or a so on and so forth, but he did not do it. He was leading a simple life. If we wanted to become pet for God, we need to live a simple life. Simple life. That's what Yogda Maharaja is telling. Father was not interested in the accumulation of money for the sake of power. See, when we shun luxuries and when we are trying to progress spiritually, we'll not get interest in making money. Money is important to some extent for feeding or for running housely matters or home matters. To what extent? To some extent. It doesn't mean that we have to keep earning so much of money and accumulate it and give to the next PDs. That's what Yogda Maharaja is telling. What happens? We are very much burdened with so many activities. So many activities. We will lose the goal, laksha. In Indian terminology, in Sanskrit root, we call it as laksha, means the goal. The goal is spiritually progress, and hand in hand maintain material world life and as well as spiritual life. That is a major objective of any human being. So what happens when he is running, or when he or she is running after money or accumulation? Lot of thought process will go on, how to make it big, where interest will come more, where, how it happens. So all logic we use for no use. That what Yogda Maharaja is telling. So that is the only one reason our Paramahamsa Yogda Maharaja's father never accumulated money for the sake of power. What happens when we try to accumulate money? We'll get rich. Power will come to us, and ego strikes to the high core. It is not a criticism or a comment, which was being witnessed by even Shivanna also. On one occasion, after he had organized the Calcutta Urban Bank, he refused to benefit himself by holding any of its shares. See his kindness. See his kindness. First of all, very disciplined man, like a Spartan, Number two, his entire life was shunning all the luxuries and spent after office hours on spiritual practices, doing meditation or reading Bhagavad Gita, and all luxuries were shunned, and no accumulation of money for sake of power or whatever it is. And in addition to that, he also organized Calcutta Urban Bank. So he was one of the strong pillars to establish this Calcutta Urban Bank. But he refused to benefit himself by holding any of its shares. So so it has purely seen as a service, extension of service. You have knowledge, you have knowledge, you have something which some other people may require it. You flow that, you give it. Whatever you have, you give it. So that's what we are trying to learn. So Appa never and ever took any money for establishing even the bank. He had simply wished to perform a civic duty in his spare time. In addition to meditation and other spiritual practices, he used to convince himself and other family members to tell that I have performed a civic duty. That's it. As a civilian, I'm responsible. I'm responsible to do some jobs. As a part of it, only I'm doing it. It is not for any other reason. See, that we call it as personality. Spartan, truly Spartan. Several years after, father had retired on a pension. An accountant from England came to India to examine the books of Bengal Nagpur Railway. Because Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja, father was working at vice president level in Bengal Nagpur Railway. Several years after, probably after retirement and so on, he used to get a pension amount. An accountant from England, because in those days the main office might be in England, the accountant came specially to India to examine the books of accounts of Bengal Nagpur Railway. The amazed investigator, because the auditor has come, accountant as an auditor, he came and he amazed himself. He is investigating where is the money, how much is the money, where we have to spend, how much, what is the corpus, how, like that, everything. Because he is an auditor and an accountant, he was investigating every single penny of Bengal Nagpur Railway. Discovered, amazed, the investigator discovered that father had never applied for overdue bonuses. See that. He never applied overdue bonuses. So some money has to come from company, but he has forgotten. That is Spartan. He did the work of 3 men. The accountant told the company. So he's an investigator, he's an auditor, he's an accountant. He has to write some comments and send it back to the main office. That's what he did, or he does it. So he made that, and very, we could say wonderly, very wonderly. Oh, amazed investigator. Oh God, discovered father, Yogda Maharaja's father never applied for overdue bonuses. And he was working equivalent to 3 men. See how much focus and effort he would have put in to make such a profitable company. He was working equivalently to a 3 men. 3 men. The accountant told the company he has rupees 1,25,000, closely $41,250 owing to him a back compensation. So then he recorded it and he said he was equivalently working to 3 men. His productivity is very high. Our Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja's father, his productivity is very high. What do you mean by productivity? Very simple. Output divided by input as a metric. Output is more than the input. Output divided by input. That's it. Productivity is very high. He recorded it and said $41,250 he has to get it back as a compensation because he did not claim. The treasurer sent father a check for that amount. So there is office establishment. The invigilator or investigator or auditor, accountant wrote and he sent it back to main office. From main office, the treasurer who has a capacity to sign the check, authority. Then he said, yes, he couriered or he sent a check to bank check to our Yogda Maharaja's father, Bhagavati Charan Ghosh Maharaj. My parent thought so little about the matter that he forgot to mention it to the family. It was very simple matter to him. See that. This is a relearning from Autobiography of a Yogi. Such a big check with 41 $250 amount, 41,250. Just imagine how much it could have been even in even Indian currency. He did not pay any attention to that. He also, in addition to that, he forgotten to mention it to the family members that I received a check. Just check received. He posted or he put it on one desk or on one table. That's it. He forgotten. Much later, he was questioned by my youngest brother Vishnu, who had noticed the large deposit on a bank statement. So while doing regular activities or cleaning the home or tidiness, neatness, that to this, Vishnu Bhaiya, that means the brother Vishnu, the youngest brother, surprised to see this check, noticed it, a large deposit of amount on a bank statement because the check has directly gone into bank account. Why be elated by material profit? Father replied. So Vishnu, brother Vishnu, our Yogda Maharaja's youngest brother asked father, have you noticed it? There is a statement in your bank account or in passbook that $41,250 have been deposited in your bank account. And I also see that you have not withdrawn it. Then see how simply elated statement our Yogda Maharaja's father says. Why be elated by material profit? Why you are getting so much excited by this material profit? And father replied, the one who pursues a goal of even-mindedness is neither jubilant with gain nor depressed by loss. This is truly yogic style, even mindedness, which is not possible to an ordinary soul. We have to do lot of practice and abhyasa, sadhana, lot of spiritual practice to get balanced state. So Maharaja says, why you are so much elated for material profit? One who pursues a goal of even-mindedness, that is emotional balance, most importantly, and either attached nor detached. That is even-mindedness. Either attached nor detached. Overjoyed or sorrowful, distressed by loss. Overjoyed with profit or distressed by loss. Now, this is mood swinging. So we have to control mood swinging. That what Yogda Maharaja is telling us. We have to control that mood swinging. So the one who pursues a goal of even-mindedness, he is neither jubilant with gain nor depressed by loss. He sees both as equal. So pleasure and pain are same. Look at that. He knows that man arrives penniless in this world and departs without a single rupee. He extended his discussion in that satsanga that, oh my dear Vishnu, you have to also learn that man comes. It is true. Man comes or arrives penniless to the world. From the womb, we come out with nothing. and at the same time departs. He also vacates the body without a single rupee. So nothing has come with us. We will not take anything. That what he was mentioning. So we need to maintain that balanced state, even-mindedness. So how we can get that even-minded state? Simple. No too much thinking. We have to limit our thinking. We have to limit our activities. For example, we have to have only 5 to 6 activities. Or for example, Shivanna is telling, or any priority based important activities. So taking care of family, going to office and coming back, and spend some good amount of time on spiritual practices. That's it. So what happens is, when we are not listening to anyone, when we are not talking too much on worldly matters to any other person, definitely our mind will get trained. If no more thoughts, if no more thoughts, then that balanced state will come. And you will enjoy both pleasure and pain like same. If not, mood swinging. Suddenly you are joyful, suddenly you are sorrowful. See that? If that is a state, spiritually one cannot progress. That spirituality requires even balanced state, balance, which may be very easy to acknowledge, to make an expression or make a statement, but attaining it requires lot of willpower, sadhana, practice. Because the moment you leave your thought, it jumps like monkey from one tree to another tree. Oh, mind is monkey. Yes, mind is monkey. Oh, not your mind, Shivanna mind. Because no comments, no criticism. Shivanna mind is monkey mind. It will just jump. If it is left alone, it moves more than speed of light. So he says that one has to relearn that a man comes penniless and leaves, vacates the body without a rupee or penniless. So why we have to accumulate so much money? Whatever is required, we have to earn it. That what is Yogda Maharaj is telling. Whatever is needed, you have to do. So Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana also is trying to do the same thing. Jaya Nama Guna Sankeerthana will never ask anyone to leave their regular material life and come to bhajan. No, even for satsanga, they have to do duty. They have to be a good father. They have to be a good mother. They have to be a good sister. They have to be good grandchildren. Then only you are encouraged in Jaya Nama Guna Sankirtana to participate in physical bhajans. See that? Because we are trying to Jaya Nama Guna Sankirtana, that is the reason is blessed by Samasta Guru Mandali. And Jaya Nama Guna Sankirtana will never tell to do that to this, to that to this. Simple. Do sadhana. That's it. Whatever sadhana you are practicing, you can keep doing it. Only enhance. Spiritually, if one wanted to progress and realize the God, everyday sadhana, everyday abhyasa, everyday practice, satsanga, associate with God, love the God, move with the God. Oh, the moment we say God, Guru, Babaji, Yogda, joy, that is the highest order. So that even balanced state will come when we try to control thoughts. We also understood that thoughts are in 3 forms, or mind traveling is in 3 forms. That in next satsanga, somewhere, Appa blesses us how mind can be controlled, what is the characteristic of a mind, and what are the important points that we have to focus on to control the thought. That is very important to all of us. So it is a known truth, but no one will accept it. That is delusion. Everyone will come moneyless or penniless, and we will leave one or the other day without a penny. That's it. That is the life. But it is never and ever understood properly because of delusion. That's what Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja says. But by doing regularly satsanga, abhyasa, prarthana, prayers, slowly the thought process will get in control. Very nice of it. Today also we have been blessed because of short of time. We have to do some satsang, Nama Guna Sankeerthana and mantra japa. Please do write Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. We'll be very happy. Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Very nice. Jaya Paramahamsa Yogananda Maharaja. Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin Vigna Vinashaka Sankataharim Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahari Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahari Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahare Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakare Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahare Shambho Nandana Kalyanakarin Shambho Nandana Kalyanakarin Gaurisha Nandana Janahitakarin Gaurishananda Janahitakarin Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin Vigna Vinashaka Sankataharin Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin Vigna Vinashaka Sankataharin Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin Vigna Vinashaka Sankataharin Aye Ham Sharanadihari Aye Ham Sharanadihari Jaya Adinayaka Mooladhari Jaya Adinayaka Mooladhari Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahari Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahari Tete Buddhi hai Madhi Samsari Tete Buddhi hai Madhi Samsari Sachidananda Maha Upakarim Sachidananda Maha Upakarim Saidananda Maha Upakarim Babaji Anandam Maha Upakarim Apaji Ananda Maha Upakarim Yogada Ananda Maha Upakarin Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja Maha Upakarin Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja Maha Upakarin Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankatahari Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakari Vigna Vinashaka Sankataharin Sankataharin. All the challenges and hurdles will be washed away. That's what Appaji is telling. Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin. That means all pleasures will be given to the devotee, and all the sankatas, hurdles, will be just like that wiped off. That is the reason Appaji is telling Jaya Jaya Ganapati Mangalakarin. Vigna Vinashaka Sankata Harin. So His Holiness Parama Puja Jagadguru Avadhuta Datta Ganapat Sat-Chit-Ananda Appaji brought all these kirtans from Sukshma and Karna Lokas. These kirtans will stimulate 72,000 astral nerves. Only do bhajan. That's what Appa says. Naam se dham. Means the nama. Chanting holy names will definitely associate the body and soul to God. So Lord Shiva is very, very happy. Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Paditarusha, Namakabhasha, Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Paditarusha, Namakabhasha, Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Paditarusha, Namakabhasha, Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Nadidarosha Namakabhaja Tripuranasha Dimahitva Tripuranasha Dimahitva Triputipasha Trahidhisha Triputipasha Trahidhisha Garalakanta Ganalola Garalakanta Ganalola Kalushajalam Kshalayeta Kalushajalam Kalayesha Nagabhusha Nadatosha Nadidarosha Namakabhasha Nagabhusha Nadatosha Nadidarosha Namakabhasha Vibhada Charmo Patavastra Vibhada Charmo Patavastra Vikatamaya Dhamsa Shastra Vikatamaya Dhamsa Shastra Tridivagam Golasi Shirsha Tridivagam Golasi Shirsha Tribhuvani Karunyavarsha Tribhuvani Karunyavarsha Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Nadidarusha, Namakabhasha, Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Nadidarusha, Namakabhasha, Lulita Jurte, Lingamurte, Lulita Jurte, Lingamurte, Lalita Kirte, Lasya Purte, Lalita Kirte, Lasya Purte, Nitala Drushti Dvastamoha, Nitala Drushti Dvastamoha, Nibida Sachidananda Deha, Nibida Saida Nanda Deha, Nibida Babaji Nanda Deha, Nibida Apaji Nanda Deha, Nagabhusha, Nadadosha, Nadidarosha, Namakabhasha, Nagabhusha, Nadatosha, Nadidarosha, Namakabhasha. Hari. Why? WHY? Because Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha, 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 Namah Shivayam, 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 Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha, Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha, Shivaya
Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha, 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 Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha, Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha, Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha, Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha. Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha, 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 Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha. Hari. Why WHY? Because Om Aim Bhim Shim Shivarama Anagha Dattaya Namaha. Om Aim Bhim Shim Shivarama Anagham 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 दत्ताय नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं स्वराम अनघां दत्ताय नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं स्वराम अनघां दत्ताय नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं स्वराम अनघा दत्ताय नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं स्वराम अनघां दत्ताय नमः। ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं स्वराम अनघ दत्ताय नमः। अनघाय नमः। आनंदाय नमः। जय जय तारा माता, 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 जय जय तारा माता। हरि समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय। समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय। समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय। अनघा दत्त महाराज की जय। तारा माता की जय। महाअवतार बाबा जी महाराज की जय। योगदानंद महाराज की जय। जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय। जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय। जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय।